Hello. Hello. How's it going? Um, Sorry. I was talking to a friendly guy and his dog Jim. He's right over there. We just left. How's it going? We're back cycling across Canada, day 85, part 2, day 3. It's complicated. I don't know what to call things. But we're back. I'm in a gazebo. That's my tent. That's my bike. That's where I slept. I've been up for a bit, but I just haven't started the stream yet. But we'll be heading out here. I just have to pack up some stuff, pack up the tent. I have packed up all the sleeping pads and stuff like that. It's just the tent left. You couldn't really see it last night. It was very dark, but it's dark during the night. But, you know, you can see it now. How did you sleep? Better than the night before, for sure. I did sleep. It's very humid, so everything just feels sticky, which isn't the best feeling. But, yeah. It's the way she goes. But yeah, 8:25 a.m. here, Atlantic time, Prince Edward Island. I got up at like 6 something at first light and kind of just perused. Got up, brushed my teeth, because I didn't last night. Try to be good while I'm traveling, but sometimes you just get into your tent at night and there's like mosquitoes outside and you're just like, eh. Yeah. Farewell will be refreshing. Yeah, it should be good. We'll get a good breeze. It's supposed to be quite hot today, like 30 degrees, but then really humid, so that's fun. Also, to get down to the Wood Island ferry to Caribou, Nova Scotia, I gotta take mostly roads, well, almost entirely roads. And as we've kind of seen, like I rode, a lot of the roads here are very narrow. I'm just hoping it won't be too busy. Hopefully by the time it's like 9, like people will be at work and stuff like that if they're commuting, so it won't be too busy, but I will probably have to be taking the lane and people will just have to wait for straight stretches when there's no oncoming traffic to get around me. Otherwise I'm gonna get squeezed off. Yeah, I've been hitting the gym. Yeah, Sarah's been getting me to go to the gym with her, so like I don't really have much, but like I have more than I used to, more upper body strength. So that's been good. I feel like I fill out t-shirts more, which is nice. It's not helping me on this trip at all. I don't need upper body strength or anything I'm doing, but like, you know, I don't do leg day, so maybe I'll have a little extra power in my legs, but not like endurance because I wasn't doing a lot of cycling back home. Please don't do that again, Trevor. What? Just do a flex? Why not? How's rush hour traffic on PEI? Like, I don't know. I feel like around Charlottetown there'll be a lot of people commuting in from surrounding suburbs and stuff like that, but I'm not sure how it would be around here. In theory, rush hour should be right now and then not for that much longer. I'll probably ride back into Cardigan here. I think the only thing is open are gas stations. I might stop there, refill my waters, and maybe get another Gatorade Powerade or something like that, and then we'll be off. It's like gazebo. It is a gazebo. I slept out on the grass, but I kept my bike under the covered gazebo, which is nice in case it rains. And if it was especially dewy, I think this would help as well. It wasn't, but it would help. It just feels good though, right? Like getting fitter. Yeah. Just feel healthier. Feel like you have more energy. Yeah, and it's nice going to the gym with someone. We both motivate each other. Stay away from the gas station egg salad. It's probably a good idea. So yeah, I'll start taking down the tent. Won't take long. There's nothing in there anymore, so that won't take long. There's a bunch of bags just strewn up around this picnic table that I'm sitting at right there, but they're mostly in their own kind of bags, so that won't take too long to pack up, and then we'll be off. Yeah, I will be on roads pretty much the whole way to the Wood Island ferry. I Google mapped it, and I think it was like 35 kilometers or something. So nothing crazy. We should get there today. But yeah, like yesterday we had horrible network, so I'm kind of thinking we might have more of the same here in PEI. Like I can try a different setup and still use the third person camera. So this is connected to its own independent encoder, and then it's pushing network from there. It's directly tied into our router with a Ethernet cable. But I do have a way to essentially plug that into a phone, get the video feed into a phone, and then broadcast from the phone. And we can try that instead if this is acting up. The only problem with that is if I'm doing this, I plug in via the USB-C to get the video input, and then I can't charge at the same time. I'm like unsure. Maybe I could get a splitter, and the USB-C would be able to handle both charging and the video input through the USB-C port, but I don't know. How many kilometers do you think you did yesterday? Actually, I don't know, and I hadn't even looked. Okay, let me. It's not going to be exact because I didn't take a direct route, but I will put in Google Maps the distance from here to Charlottetown. Because I went like up and around, and there's more direct routes. That way. That way. Yeah, it says 57 kilometers, which is not very much at all. Run across Canada a second time would be recycling? What does that mean? Hitch, 64.2 kilometers you traveled total yesterday. Yeah, you might have tracked my route a bit more than I did. Like, I just put it into Google Maps, and there was two options, and I picked one that was kind of closer to what I did, so that's probably more accurate than mine. Okay, I'm gonna pack up my tent, and I'll be right back. Oh, recycling wit. Okay, just my brain wasn't on that function yet. Okay, I'm sorry. Can you see the whole thing? But yeah, if you haven't seen my tent before, it's a CPAX Plexamid non-freestanding one-man tent. So with that, it's held up by this center post, and then the 6 stakes which hold it up. If it was a freestanding tent, there'd be posts like going across it, and those hold them up. And so the wall at my pocket is all weird. USB hub should charge, but probably not fast charge. Got one here. I'll give it a test. USB hub. Oh, like you could use one of those USB hubs that you would like use on a laptop. Maybe I should get one of those. Because yeah, I've seen like splitters where it's just like one USB-C and then it splits to 2 USB-C like female ends. But yeah, I don't have it. I've heard mixed things about that. Okay, let's do it. There goes my sunscreen. Tent stakes. So for a basic setup in like good conditions, we'll use 6, but I've got like 10 or something like that in total, because there's more tie downs if you need them. Manco City with the prime, thank you very much. Tent in a bag. Like sometimes I miss my old tent, which is freestanding. I could just kind of like set it up anywhere and chuck it anywhere, and if it was nice conditions, you wouldn't really have to put any stakes in, and just it'd be fine. This one takes a little bit more forethought, and it's a bit more of a footprint on the ground, so you need a bit more room, but packs down really small, it's cool, and it weighs a pound, so I'll take it. My sleeping quilt. If it was in a compression bag, you know, it would pack up real small, but it's just a normal stuff sack. I kind of compress it myself by like squishing it in the bag into like a kind of corner. Live stream it is. I did have a few mosquitoes biting me as we went. I'm just gonna chuck this on so I don't forget it, but we won't be using it until I get on the bike. But this is how our audio works when I'm using this. So this is like it's a lav mic, but a transmitter, and it sends it to this guy right here, which is connected to the audio input on the camera, and that's how we get our half decent audio. An improvement, but yeah, still not perfect. How long did that camera pull get? It's full extended, like we're flying. Yeah, so kind of get a sense for how much it sticks out. It sticks out a good chunk. I think the POV is quite interesting. It gets out far enough that you can and out to the left enough that you can kind of see in front of me and all around me. And according to you guys, like the audio-wise, video-wise, it's fairly stable. Like I'm sure there's some shake, but that's the hard part about doing this, is you have to somehow secure a long pole. So this pole is like quite a sturdy some kind of magnesium alloy pole from a brand called, wait, it's a weird name. Three-legged thing. They make a lot of tripods and stuff like that, and monopods. This is a like commercial, thick, heavy version, and then I have a essentially this, and it's like through this quick draw thing that I can tighten up on it to help hold it secure on that end. Let's show. Weather resistance with the setup, that's probably one of the big downsides with this is the camera's not, and then it goes into an encoder in this little bag here, and that's not waterproof. So yeah, that's a problem. There'd be ways to do that. Like I've seen people that like run live view style setups, but they put it in the waterproof case, and they'll still have all the outputs, but they'll just like put it through the waterproof case, drill holes where they need the outputs and inputs for power and stuff like that, and then they'll like put the stuff in there and like pretty much put like waterproof sealant around that and run that. So like there's ways you can, it's just a process. The trailer stay with the camera out looks so simple though. Yeah, so as I was saying, the streamer Bike Curious, he streams cycling around in San Francisco. He set up a third-person view for his bike. He approached it in a different way, but that's what inspired me to be like, that's an interesting view because you can see the rider, but you can see everything kind of around. You're not limited to like just what's here or on my head getting flopped all around first-person POV. I think the third person is interesting. There's times when I think the first person would be better, but I think generally for touring, I think the third person's nice. But yeah, he used the tripod, I think, so it was like one leg coming up here and then two legs coming up here, and it goes straight up. And then there was a joint thing and then an arm coming out to the left of the bike, you know, this much, and then the camera mounted there. And I just went with, here's a pole, there's a couple clamps, and some rope to lash it down a little bit, and it seems to be working so far. Look at Gary with the 13137. Thank you very much. Secure mosquito, probably. They're out. There's one right there. Yeah, they're out. They're not as bad as they were the first night around Charlottetown. Same for last night. They were out, but not as bad. I did spray when I got out this morning because they were going to casually bite me a little bit. Yeah. Anyways, pack up the rest of the stuff. So most of my camping stuff is in the camping bag. That is it. This was in my bag. You gonna focus? There you go. Alright. Be free, dude. Use Afterbite products? I don't have any. When I was younger, I used to. I haven't used it in years, though. Adjust those bags. Oh, I forgot toothpaste though. Alright. That's that. Go in there. So the other night, well, my first night camping outside of Charlottetown, I did this. This is a whatever zipper pull for my tent. Which is kind of annoying. But it hadn't been used in a while, and the zippers, both of them had seized. And it has done that before, and the strategy was just pull hard enough and it would come free. And I pulled hard enough on one of them and that just broke, so. Pill in the sandals? Yeah. They clip into my pedals. They're cycling sandals. Shimano SBD sandals. They're meant for this. Okay. I'll definitely have to either recharge overnight tonight or charge throughout the day today to be able to stream tomorrow without taking a break. I took stock of my batteries and we're getting down there. Which is pretty fast. Like, the last two streams weren't particularly long. I am running extra stuff that I wasn't before. Like last year's stream was just a cell phone and one router, and that's it. So, different situation. I guess I should put sunscreen on too. Check how much elevation you gained over the whole trip? No, we didn't in total. I feel like you could potentially just like do that through Google Maps. Like you could map yourself out a route across Canada, and generally I think if you're putting in cycling, it does tell you the total elevation gain and loss, like how much uphill, how much downhill. That's a good question. It's be interesting to know. Should do the war paint though. Alright, let's do some more paint now. Head out. Google will be worthwhile sponsoring Maps and Translator Life. Yeah. Google Maps, I'm on it all day, checking things. And then when I'm international in a non-English speaking country, yeah, translate. Oh, it's the mosquitoes you're getting, yeah. That's not a nice sound. I do have a ton of bites. There's a mosquito there. But it's like, the first few are the worst, and then you just kind of like, what's another? Once you already have 30, 40, 50, what's one more? Too drunk to care. What's up? Thank you very much. Welcome to the Twitch Hikers, Twitch Bikers, Twitch somethingers. Don't even know anymore. Great photo of you and Sarah in the Discord. Thanks for posting. Yeah, it was specifically requested, so grab one of us. Most of our pictures together, one or both of us is making a silly face, so I guess I'm kind of making a silly face, but it's an okay one. SPF 70? No, it's just SPF 30. There's diminishing returns on the percent UVA, UVB rays that you block with SPF. Like, I think, you know, from 30 to 50 to 70, you go from like blocking 98 with 30 to like 98.7 with 50. That's not exact numbers, that's just, I did look it up one time and it's almost a negligible amount of increase in protection. We getting a raid? Did I get a raid notification? Or are these like pre-raiders? Oh no, sorry. Okay, I did get a notification. I'm sorry. Talk to Timbo, thank you very much for the raid. Everyone welcome to Hitch. I used to stream hitchhiking, but pandemic, stream long distance cycle touring. Last year I rode my bike from my home on Vancouver Island to Halifax, Nova Scotia, Canada, about 6,000 kilometers. But I wasn't allowed into a few provinces because of pandemic rules, so we're finishing that now. I don't like leaving things unfinished. And pandemic has made me leave a few trips incomplete, so we're trying to make up for just disappointing finishes the past year and a half. But thank you very much for the raid. Talk to you about. Hope you had a good stream. Hope everyone enjoyed the stream. And welcome to Hitch. This is my bike here. There's a pole on it that will switch to that camera view once we get going. Currently in Prince Edward Island, Canada, the smallest province in Canada. And we're headed to Nova Scotia today and on our way to Newfoundland, to the easternmost point in Canada. Can't wait for that foot tan like last time. I still have a little bit, but yeah, it's not as aggressive as it was last time. Like, if you're looking at these sandals, like, yeah, we're gonna have a weird tan line from that. For these who don't know, this is a cycling sandal. It clips into my bike, and I like them because, like, in the summer, I don't need to have my whole foot covered for like warmth reasons. But when it does rain and stuff like that, my foot gets wet. These dry like instantly, so that's nice. Up to Labrador and west to Yukon. I have wanted to hitchhike the Trans-Labrador Highway because you can connect to Quebec through Labrador. It's a gravel highway. There's not much going on. And I've heard the bugs are horrible. It's all kind of marshy land up there. But it's just kind of a bucket list thing for me. Probably end up waiting for a commercial truck that's doing the whole shebang, so you might not actually have to stand up that much in the northern marshland, but yeah. Used hiking sandals, very similar. I love them. Yeah, it's in the summer. I think it's pretty awesome. I've had a few times where like my front tire will catch like a little rock and throw it, and then it just hits my toe. I'd say that's the one downside. Sometimes I get attacked by my tire throwing something at me. Yeah, if anyone's new here, yeah, I traditionally stream hitchhiking. I have hitchhiked in my life in, I think we're at 42 countries, 30 some odd of which have been on stream. I'll do the first little shebang. In my life, I've hitchhiked across Canada, I think 5 times, and through Ireland, Wales, England, Scotland, Norway, Sweden, Denmark, Germany, Netherlands, Belgium, Luxembourg, France, Switzerland, Liechtenstein, Austria, Slovenia, Croatia, Poland, Lithuania, Latvia, Russia, Japan, Australia, United States of America, Iceland, and then we get into like a bunch of shorter trips where my brain kind of breaks. Yeah. I guess noteworthy ones missing from that would be like, no, Japan was on that list. Did like Australia, done a few more European countries. That covers most regions. There's just probably like a lot of European countries that aren't on that list. Brand is that sunscreen? Life brand. It's like generic branded sunscreen. I got it from Shoppers Drug Mart. Hitchhiked Northern Lake Superior myself. Going any more remote north does not seem like much fun. I've hitchhiked to Inuvik, Northwest Territories, in the winter to the Arctic Circle, and it depends on your definition of fun. I thought it was interesting, but okay, like to get that final ride into Inuvik, I was trying to go to Tuktoyaktuk, but the ice road was closed at that point due to, what do they call it? There's a name for it. Anyway, the ice kind of breaks and then water comes up and then freezes and creates like bumps on the ice. Overflows? I don't remember. But I got a ride into Yukon to Dawson City, and the guy let me crash at his place, which is nice. I did have full winter camping equipment, and then the next morning he said he'd take me back out to the highway where the junction was to go up the what's the name of that? The Dempster Highway, up to Inuvik, and it was minus 37 that morning. And I had decent equipment. My boots were insulated, but not enough. So I waited 4 hours in minus 37 at this junction with like nothing there. There was a gas station, but there was no inside. It was only like a prepay card thing. So there wasn't really any respite from the cold. But I did get picked up by a commercial truck going up to Inuvik. He was, well, taking groceries up to the North Mart. And my first night there, I ended up sleeping behind that North Mart in my, well, sleeping bag on a sleeping pad, no tent, just outside looking up at the northern lights. I thought it was interesting. I don't know if I'd want to do it again. A lot of it was type 2 fun. Type 1 fun is when it's fun as you do it. Type 2 fun is only fun after. A lot of it was type 2. Day 5, part 2, day 3. Is that what the title is right now? It's confusing. I don't know how to title this because we did 82 days across Canada last year and I couldn't complete everything I wanted to do, so now we're finishing it right now. And I just had it as like, you know, the first day back was day 83. But that was confusing. People were like, I thought you were gone. How did I miss 83 days of your stream? But it's in reference to last year's Cycling Across Canada stream. How far from Cardigan to Ferry? 35k, I think it is. 35. I'll stop by the grocery store, or not the grocery store, the gas station here, resupply on liquids, and then we'll be off. A little squeaky. See what I'm doing, but it's hard to see. fully broken, but it's getting rough. It's not a fishing rod, it's a camera on a rod. It is. Yeah. It gives an interesting third-person POV, which you'll see shortly here. This happened yesterday. This antenna was mounted back here, and it kind of just broke off. Also, it wasn't working, so I'm just gonna, I don't know, it was expensive, so I'm like, do I just throw it out? Maybe I was doing something wrong. Should I ship it home and troubleshoot it? I don't know. So it's just been mounted on the bike. Like that. Ship it home, put it on Kijiji. Which I do want to get another antenna. I've used the same one for like years. It's this little Netgear antenna, and I'd broken all of mine, so I'm like, okay, well, we'll try this one instead, but I should have ordered another one of those as a backup because this one's not working. So, but I looked at shipping, and it's 5-day shipping anywhere around here, because I had someone, I could actually get there today that said I could ship it there, but it won't come till next Wednesday, which is a long time. Sorry, just tightening up things. Cool. Got it down now? Alright, let me check. I did. Sorry about that. See, the only part when it's so humid is, like, this helmet was wet from sweat yesterday. It was very humid. Like, not even crazy hot. It was like mid-high 20s, but really humid. Celsius for all you Americans. But because it's humid overnight, nothing dries. So, like, I'm putting on this helmet and it's just grossly wet first thing. Like, in a couple seconds you're just used to it, but it's like putting on wet clothes. Well, I was putting on wet clothes this morning because they were still wet from yesterday from sweat. We got Funk and Wagnall with the tenner. Thanks for the $10. Safe travels today. Thanks for sharing with us. Well, thanks for joining me. Thanks for the $10. Appreciate the support. Let's get these strapped in. Let's give her. Of the bike curious camera angle. Yeah, we can call it that. It's definitely inspired by seeing him with a third-person camera. We accomplished it in a different way, but definitely deciding to go with that perspective was based off of me thinking it's a cool angle. So what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna turn all this camera stuff on, start that broadcast, and then switch over and then collapse this down and we'll be good. Oh, destination is St. John's? Yeah, that's correct. Oopsie. Okay. That doesn't work actually. Sorry, just figuring how to do a few things. That needs to go there, that needs to go in there. No, we can use this though. In which case it does work. Okay. So yesterday the network was horrible here, Prince Edward Island. Kind of expecting more of the same once we're not in a town. But it's only one way to find out. Yep. Oh, I'm using this, yeah. Farmers Organized Coffee. There's no like fast food joints or anything here. In Cardigan, there's not really much of anything actually. There's 2 restaurants and they're only open for like dinner. There we go. It's on. That's on. In which case that should be doing a thing. Quick check. Yeah, that's going. Okay. It's got switch scenes and we should be on to the 3rd person. Oh, I'll turn the mic on. It might be a little bit louder than you have your mic, your speakers or headphones set up to right now, so you might have to turn it down a little bit. We've turned the gain down to the lowest level we can through the microphone, but it's still a little awkwardly loud. So just prepare yourself for that. Okay. Or did it already sources? Huh? Huh? All right, we're working. Well, these are disgusting. Okay. All right, working well. Yeah.
a little loud but very crisp, can hear the birds. Yeah, and then one of the nice things is like this windscreen actually like really works if you can see it. And apparently you guys don't really get any wind noise when we're riding, which was a huge problem last year riding across. Like my mic then had a windscreen, but it didn't do a good job. Okay, just gonna strap this maybe on here so it's easily accessible, because I can't bring this setup inside with me, so we gotta switch to like a little selfie stick cell phone stream when we're not on the bike, so it can be kind of awkward in situations like that. You swallowing? Yeah, I guess like it's right on my collar, which is right next to my throat. So yeah, when I was like drinking and eating and I had that mic on yesterday, people were like, that's a little strange. And yeah, I can understand that. Go up and then down. Okay. I'm actually right next to the Confederation Trail. Oh, you know what I didn't do? These bags here not on correctly. Like they're latched on, they just will bounce around a bit more than I'd like. Yeah. Let's go. Let's see, I might knock the chain a bit there. Yeah. Barrett. Heavy bike. So, really just up through here is the Confederation Trail, which is how we got into town yesterday. Unfortunately, this trail doesn't exist to go down south to the ferry, so we're gonna have to be on the roadways. But cross that bridge when we get there. Partners in chat? Oh, Sarah's here? Where is she? Hee, I can spam him. What is she? What are you trying to spam, Sarah? Hey, Sarah. How's it going? What time is it? It's really early. Isn't it like 5 a.m.? I'm 4 hours ahead. Yeah, up bright and early. Since when do you get up at 5 a.m.? Right, like, oh, what day is it today? What day of the week is it? Friday now. You don't work till 11. Oh, ran through a spider web. All right, so the left here is into town. We'll just stop by a gas station, fill up on water, and maybe grab a snack or something. There's a town directly south of us, not that far, that has like, you know, fast food and stuff for something more substantial. I don't sleep anymore, so here we are. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Do I want to go to Esso or the other one? Let's see. Coffee subs, maybe? Can't see. Let's see if there's much in there. I'll go the other one. Okay. Setup's a home run. Glad you enjoy it. Our current problem is keeping it connected. PI has been pretty bad. Like, it's potential that this encoder doesn't deal with lower signal areas as well as other things might. I do have another way to run this camera and broadcast through a cell phone through Lyric's broadcaster. So that's an option we can try. And unfortunately, just because it's weird to like switch cameras quickly, I just run into stores and you guys protect the bike for me. But usually you can just hear me because my mic is wireless, so it just stays on. So protect the bike. Dude looks like a lady. 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 Did it already fucking break? God damn it.
Candy or
You'll get to know my antics yet.
You'll get to know her, yeah.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Hey.
$303.
What a bargain.
See, those are my antics. I go hundreds, not cents.
We round up to hundreds, yeah. It's okay if I bring my water bottle and just use your sink there? Yeah.
Speaking of water, I need a bottle of water.
All right, gotta stay hydrated. It's a hot day today.
Yep. Especially when my forehead sweats so much.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, you did get that. I wasn't sure if the network was still messed up. Let's recycle this. 2 of these, and that should be fine.
Running there for you, sir.
Oh, thank you very much.
You can't put ice in that anyway.
No, a little narrow.
I got a little ice in that there, but the top's not big.
Enough for this one, yeah. No, I need to get a wide mouth bottle for me to, with these hot days, it'd be nice. I appreciate it though. Thank you.
Not too bad.
Yeah, that's all right.
All right, sir.
Thank you. Have a good one.
You too.
Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry.
Big host. Did I miss a host? What did I miss? Can someone tell me? Can someone tell me? I probably missed something and I apologize, but I'm just distracted by friendly Prince Edward Islanders. Okay, what am I doing? This goes in here. This goes in here. Sorry, I'm sorry. Yeah, that was a pretty Canadian exchange, wasn't it? Okay. So did I miss a host? If I did, can someone say who it was so that I can thank them for the host? But yeah, I really don't understand the network kind of thing. Like I'll do a speed test and it'll be like super fast and then we get moving and then I'll stop and check and it'll be like nothing, even though we still have 5 bars of whatever LTE. But now my chat's frozen. Russian streamer Ryzen, he's a FIFA player. Well, Ryzen, thank you very much for the raid. Sorry I missed it when it happened. It's my bad. But I appreciate it. Everyone welcome to Hitch. I usually stream hitchhiking, but a pandemic happened and it's too social, so I stream long distance cycle touring, because it can usually just be me and a road. We're currently on Prince Edward Island, Canada, the smallest province, and the network's really bad here. It's kind of annoying, because we got a new setup and it's pretty cool. Should I speak any Russian? I hitchhiked across Russia in 2015. Let's see if I can remember anything. This is probably wrong, but I was like, I'm hitchhiking to Vladivostok. It was like, you autostopem to Vladivostok. Something. That's probably absolutely wrong. And then they'd just be like, Vladivostok! Because, you know, I was, well, for most of Russia, I was many thousands of kilometers away from Vladivostok as I crossed from Latvia into Russia. And it was just shy of 10,000 kilometers to get across. No, but I do appreciate the raid. Thank you very much. But like, with me coming back, there's a whole bunch of like, you know, other streamers that have been sending their viewers my way, which is very cool. I wasn't streaming. I haven't streamed full time since last September. Why is camera in the back? We decided to try a new angle. I think it's gives a nice perspective. So until now, we've mostly been riding this Confederation Trail, which is nice and separate from traffic. But now, to get down to the ferry to Nova Scotia, we pretty much have to take roads the whole time. Yeah, but I haven't like eaten a single thing or really had anything to drink. So let me just, before I actually get miles down, just drink some. I'll have a fruit bar just to keep me going to the next town, and then we'll eat something more proper when we get there. What's this place? We can stop there. Village office. Just gonna sit on this ledge. Fire department parking only. Should be okay for now. We're just sitting. I can move quickly. coffee shop? Wait, did it say that? It says village office and fire hall. Maybe they sometimes will like do something like that. Like close. I just wanted to pull over and stand outside, sit outside, and it's just a fruit source bar, and I'll have a little Gatorade and water just to carry me to the next town, and I'll be good. So I actually camped behind the fire hall. There's like a park back there, and I camped at the very back of the park behind a gazebo. I don't think in a town like this is like a 24-hour manned fire hall. It'd be like, if they need it's probably volunteer as well. If they need the volunteer firefighters, they just call them in and then they go from there. Going to Vancouver Island in a week, a good place to get some views. Well, a lot of places on Vancouver Island. It's quite a beautiful place. I'd say a lot of people like to go out to Ucluelet and Tofino, to the west coast. The drive out there's, you go to some cool places, like you go through Cathedral Grove, which is like an old growth forest, some huge trees. Hopefully they've opened it up. When I drove through there in the winter, it was like fenced off. There were still people pulling over and going through them, but technically weren't supposed to go wandering through them. And you go over like this really windy road over a mountain kind of thing, and then into Tofino and Ucluelet. Quite a beautiful place, very wild coastline. What are we, August? In the morning, it's quite often foggy, and then the sun burns off the fog, but should be good. I live in Victoria now, which is a nice city. Yeah, but I'm from Comox, which is also a lovely place for outdoor stuff, hiking, biking. We're close to Mount Washington for skiing. You can go up Mount Washington. You can walk. There's some nice hiking trails up there too. Probably Eastern Canada side. Start part 2, yeah. So last year I rode from Vancouver Island to Halifax, Nova Scotia, from Pacific Ocean to Atlantic, but I wasn't allowed Prince Edward Island here or Newfoundland. So we're finishing that section now, because the whole trip last year I said I was going to finish in St. John's, Newfoundland, and I wasn't allowed to, and I was very disappointed by that. I still made it to the Atlantic Ocean, but I didn't finish what I said I wanted to do. Live close to your girlfriend? My girlfriend lives with me in Victoria. So, I think with this pandemic stuff and a lot of people like having to like work from home and be home and stuff like that, a lot of relationships either were expedited, like it was a fresh relationship, but because you're spending so much time together, you moved on to later stages of a relationship faster because you're spending so much time together. Well, other relationships, like the relationship was held together because both of them had their own lives and were working, but once they kind of had to be in the same house with each other all the time, it kind of broke a lot of relationships too, I think. We got expedited because we spent like all our time together. Neither of us really knew that many people, so nor were we allowed to like have that many friends that you see in person. The social bubble size was 2 people when I moved there. Anything coming through Ottawa, let me know, dude. I went through Ottawa last year, but this year, like, we're already past it because I just flew back to near where I finished last year. But I do appreciate it. Last year when I went through Ottawa, actually a ton of people came out and were just like coming by and saying hi. It was pretty cool. I just need to check my map and then we'll go. Oops. Trevor. Nope. Map. Directions. So we just go up this road until Highway 4, or was that? Station Road, we can take that. Okay, we're gonna take Station Road to Highway 4, turn left on the Highway 4, and give her. Could also get back on the trail and get to Highway 4. Anyway, regardless, it's a few hundred meters. And then we're on Highway 4 and just stick on that and continue south to Montague, which has stuff, and then continue from there. Okay.